Hi guys, the article I chose to speak on is called The Victims Who Fought Back, published by ProPublica. It's about a group of incarcerated women whose crimes of murder are closely connected to the domestic violence they were experiencing at the time. The article explores how the Oklahoma Survivors Act was created to help people and aid victims of abuse, but has faced resistance within the court system, ultimately prolonging much needed change and reform. Lisa Ray Moss, one of the previous imprisoned women, was a catalyst for the reconsideration of these cases. In 1990, Moss was found guilty of the murder of her husband and was sentenced to life in prison, but later faced an opportunity to have her conviction reevaluated by a lawyer named Colleen McCarty in 2022. Moss explained that she had suffered years of trauma from her husband, including being repeatedly raped and beaten leading up to the crime. After looking at her situation, it was vital to take into account the trauma and long-term effects of domestic abuse, as well as how that abuse played a contributing factor to the homicide. To begin with, ProPublica is a nonprofit news source which specializes in investigative journalism, meaning their main agenda is providing the public with in-depth report that they believe is notable and should be widespread information. The author of this article is Pamela Koloff. She works as a reporter for this organization and as a writer for the New York Times. Her writing style is based in sentimental and vivid storytelling while still relying on evidence, witness testimony, and policies to back her claim. Koloff captures the reader's attention by appealing to the emotions, leaving the audience feeling moved and prompting a sense of justice for the featured women. The information provided and the way it is purposely formatted seems to be intended for attorneys, legislators, and citizens who have the power and influence to create legal change, with the goal to draw attention towards the issue and encourage lawmakers to reshape the system. Although Koloff uses some level of opinion shaping to aid her article, her report is factual and ultimately leaves the viewer to decide their decision. She does this by expressing alternative opinions and considering multiple sides from legislation. For example, when she recounts Taisha's long story, she includes that she was heavily abused and stalked by her partner prior to the murder, but also mentions how Long was found to have inconsistency and gaps in her story during cross-examination. By considering more than one view, Koloff adds nuance and clarity to the complexity of the situation. She addresses the strengths and weaknesses in each case, therefore letting the reader make their own informed opinions. In the end, the purpose of the article was more than sharing these women's painful stories. It was about highlighting a bigger issue within the court system and if domestic abuse should be taken into consideration when having committed a crime. Koloff exhibits how complicated and difficult these cases truly are to judge and show us why context matters when it comes to sentencing. The Oklahoma Survivors Act is a start towards improvement, but the resistance it has faced in court also alludes that change definitely does not come easy. Overall, the article made me wonder how fair the justice system really is and if courts and laws should evolve in order to protect victims rather than punish them. Thank you.